After more than a week of cancellation of Motorbanca trips, the Iloilo MARINA has finally lifted the suspension but with guidelines for strict implementation. The same guidelines implemented in all Motorbanca operations nationwide. John Sala tells us more in this report live. John.
Sarah, it was a sigh of relief for Guimaras Nons as the suspension of the main transportation going to and from the island province of Guimaras was lifted 2 weeks after the tragedy in the Iloilo Strait that took the lives of 31 passengers. However, passengers and boat operators were greeted with a few changes. The suspension of all Motorbanca operations to and from the island province of Guimaras had severely affected not just the passengers, but boat operators, crew, and many others as well. After 10 days of suspension following the Iloilo Strait tragedy last August 3, the Maritime Industry Authority finally lifted the order last Tuesday. Carlo, a boat crew, is now energized to work after a long hiatus.
But like it sir amon pamilya to ga pa ano man kakalisod man kami biyahe ti subong okay na kamo pamatiyag sir balik na ang biyahe mo.
Jeepney drivers who were jobless since the suspension are also happy that Motorbanca trips have resumed.
Ano gid sir pigado sang pagano wala may kabiyahe sir alin pagano mo pag natabo to bla sir. Wala man kami kabiyahe kay wala man may piloton di pasahero mo. Subong nakabiyahe na kami kay nakabiyahe ng pambot sir.
Now that the trips have started to normalize, Guimaras Nons are starting to move on. However, the resumption of trips meant some changes to be implemented, such as the required wearing of life vest from point of origin to the point of destination, motorboats only carrying 75% of the total passenger capacity, rolling up of tarpaulins which serve as roof of Motorbancas, and the 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. schedule of trips depending on weather condition.
Of course, sa may mga roles yan, no, meron kaming assigned na isang tao, documenter, no. So if you will look at the information and how you will get the information, sinabi nila na may mga nagre-rescue sa dagat. Then but you just chose to yung doon naman sa comment na yung iba nagpipicture, those are documenters, no.
The completion of passenger manifestos will also be strictly implemented and monitored. This is because one of the issues encountered after the tragedy was the lack of information in manifestos and the difficulty in identifying the casualties. Marina officials confirmed that these guidelines are in fact already being implemented in all wooden-hulled Motorbanca operations all over the country. To adapt to safety standards, wooden-hulled Motorbancas will be phased out by the end of 2019 and will be replaced by steel, aluminum, or fiberglass boats.
The policy is effective and supposedly fully implemented. But there are some tawag nito is transition. And even the transition, wala na.
Meanwhile, to address the surge of passengers and to give them an alternative mode of transportation, 3 additional steel-hulled Motorbancas from a private company in Surigao were given permits to travel and carry passengers and cargoes to and from Guimaras. Sarah, after an hour of cancellation, trips of Motorbancas going to the island province of Guimaras are now again permitted to go because of bad weather earlier. Sarah, however, to address the surge of passengers and to give them an alternative mode of transportation, 3 additional steel-hulled Motorbancas from a private company in Surigao were given permission to travel and to carry passengers and cargoes going to and from the island province of Guimaras. Sarah?
All right, thank you, John Sala.